Welcome to Silk Dreams. Tonight's Christmas sleep story is Christmas on the Orient Express. Imagine yourself stepping softly aboard a legendary train as the evening deepens into Christmas Eve. The quiet embrace of falling snow settles over the world beyond the windows, each flake drifting down to rest on polished glass. Inside, the train is aglow with the mellow shimmer of candlelight. A dining car dressed in frosted garlands and sparkling crystal stretches before you. Every surface glows with warmth, golden flames reflected in polished wood, brass gleaming softly beneath silken tablecloths. You find your seat as the train begins its slow, dreamy journey across snowy countryside. There is a quiet promise in the air of warm company, kind-hearted smiles, and the gentle magic that Christmas brings. Out your window, distant lights twinkle in cozy villages, while inside the softest melodies of piano and bells seem to float just for you. Take a moment to settle in, breathing slowly and deeply. Here, in this haven of gentle light and velvet shadows, let thoughts of the busy world slip away. The plush seat beneath you, the quiet confidence of the train's motion, and the fragrance of pine and cinnamon beckon you into comfort. If you find yourself yearning for more peaceful journeys or soothing holiday tales, know that the Christmas Sleep Stories collection is always here. You are invited at any time to drift away with another gentle story whenever you wish. Tonight, let the Orient Express be your shelter, a place where every moment is tenderly wrapped in wonder and peace. You are welcome here, just as you are. Let this Christmas Eve become a memory of perfect comfort, wherever in the world you may be. Now lean back and let your mind wander through this snow-brushed, candlelit journey. The night is young and filled with the promise of gentle dreams. Sophie paused at the edge of the platform, her mittened hand tucked safely in her father's warm grasp. Snowflakes spun in lazy spirals through the chilly night, dusting her boots as she looked up at the magnificent train waiting before them. The Orient Express gleamed softly under golden lamps, its windows rimmed with frost, carriages draped in garlands of evergreen and delicate ornaments that twinkled like wishes on the branches of a dream. With a gentle squeeze, Monsieur Delacroix guided Sophie forward. He smiled gently, leading her through the crunch of snow beneath her feet and the sudden contrast as she stepped aboard into warmth, light, and breath-stealing beauty. Velvet carpets, plush as forest moss, muffled their footsteps. The air was fragrant with pine, orange peel, and the faintest trace of cinnamon. Sophie's gaze drifted to the windows, where icy tracery framed the world in silver, making every snowy field glitter with enchantment. The corridor was alive with the low, pleasant murmur of voices. Laughter bubbled up here and there, never rowdy, only the soft delight of people at ease. Sophie noticed the polished brass of the handrails, catching points of candlelight and holding them gently, like stars in brass cups. Looked up at her father, eyes wide. "Is this what Christmas is like every year, Papa?" she whispered. Monsieur Delacroix smiled gently. "Every Christmas is different, ma petite. But tonight, it feels especially magical, don't you think?" Sophie nodded, enchanted by the lively bustle. She nearly bumped into a smiling attendant who wore a sprig of mistletoe pinned to his lapel. "Welcome, Mademoiselle, Monsieur," he greeted warmly, swiftly setting their cases aside. "May your journey be merry and restful." Beyond his shoulder, an elderly woman with a cloud of white hair, elegantly wrapped in tartan and pearls, waved her knitted scarf in greeting. "Bonsoir," she called. "May I offer you a caramel? I always bring too many." "Merci, MME." "Lefevre," Monsieur Delacroix replied, taking 2 sugary treats and handing one to Sophie. The caramel melted slowly in her mouth, soft, sweet, and as golden as the candlelight dancing on the ceiling. A gentle stillness, like the quiet before the first bell of Christmas morning, settled for just a heartbeat. Then there was movement beside her. A slender, red-haired girl in a patchwork coat smiled shyly. "I'm Anya. I've never been on a train before," she whispered. Sophie grinned. "Neither have I. It feels like stepping into a snow globe." The girls exchanged wide-eyed glances, forming a friendship in a single, shared moment. As the adults spoke softly behind them, another passenger approached, a round-faced woman with twinkling eyes who set a tray of pastries on a nearby table. "Please have some. They're fresh from Strasbourg. Christmas on a train requires butter and sugar," she declared. Sophie stole a still warm biscuit, the aroma of almonds and vanilla floating upwards. Just then, the conductor, Kemmel, swept past, brass buttons glinting. "Everything is in order, Mademoiselle," he inquired kindly, bowing a little so she could see the snowy edges of his hat. Sophie blushed, mouth too full to reply, but nodded earnestly. At the next turn, a tall man with wild hair and an armful of sheet music hurried by, humming under his breath. He nearly lost a page, and Sophie darted to catch it, handing it back with a smile. "Thank you, Mademoiselle," the man Pierre, she soon learned, said, his cheeks blooming pink with gratitude. "I am playing for supper tonight. Soft carols, nothing grand." Sophie felt a quiet thrill of belonging, each new face marked by a simple kindness, each small exchange stitched into the fabric of the evening. You might feel your own heart softening, ready for peace and gentle dreams. Everywhere she turned, there were signs of holiday magic. Pressed holly leaves in the glass sconce, baskets of clementines along the polished corridors, a faint melody drifting through the crack beneath a distant door. Outside, the world was wrapped in blue shadows and drifting snow, but inside, warmth and laughter threaded through every polished corner. Sophie squeezed her father's hand, heart light as a snowflake. ready to discover what wonders lay ahead as the Orient Express rumbled softly into the heart of Christmas Eve. The dining car glowed with golden light, each polished window catching glimmers from the ornaments, and the tall, elegant Christmas tree centered at the far end of the car. Sophie walked quietly with her father, her eyes drawn up, marveling at the tree's soft branches glittering with glass baubles, bows of ribbon, and bits of delicate lace. At its very top, a single glass star gleamed, clear as morning ice, edged with thin veins of silver, and flickering with every movement of the train. Anya stood nearby, holding her little violin. She tucked her chin gently and sent a sweet melody winding between tables. The car was filled with the faint sound of rustling garlands, the tinkling music, and the contented sighs of passengers leaning in toward each other. You might imagine the way gentle music wraps around you, as comforting and soft as your favorite blanket on a chilly evening. Kemal, the conductor, appeared with a tray balanced in one hand, the gentle aroma of pastries rising above the buttery crusts and glossy fruit. Would anyone care for an apple tart, still warm? He asked, his velvet voice inviting and kind. You might imagine the sweet, spicy steam rising from a mug in your hands, mingling with laughter and candlelight all around. MME. Lefevre lifted her cup with a thoughtful smile. When I was a girl, my father always waited until midnight to place the glass star. He said it made a wish for the coming year. Monsieur Delacroix nodded. We always made orange clove pomanders together, pressing tiny cloves into the skin by the fire. The scent still means Christmas to me. Sophie listened, wide-eyed. She gazed up at the star, watching colors shimmer within its crystal points. Who made this one? Has it always been on the train? Kemal smiled softly, his eyes reflecting the tree's light. Ah, that star was a gift from a glassblower's daughter many winters ago. She rode the Orient Express all the way from Bohemia. She gifted her craft to remind us that every journey, every Christmas, creates sparkling memories to light our way. For a moment, the car was peaceful, everyone contemplating in silence. You can nearly feel this calm, as if each gentle breath adds softness to the air. Pierre, the musician, leaned in from his table, voice low. In Provence, my mother baked 12 little desserts on Christmas Eve. Each one held a different hope. On the train, I taste something of home in every pastry I try. Sophie reached for an apple tart, warm and apple sweet on her tongue. She leaned closer to Anya, whispering, "At home, we always put our slippers by the fire for tiny gifts. The best part is waking in the morning to find a clementine still warm from the hearth." Anya smiled, still playing quietly. My family danced together, slow circles, holding hands. I pretend the train is moving us through a dance right now. The violin soared, gentle and bright, then fell soft again as Anya let the last sweet note linger in the candlelit air. with each shared memory and easy laugh. Something invisible twined between the passengers, a gentle closeness, a feeling of old friends reunited by chance. The warmth from the tree lights, the velvet seat beneath you, and the subtle scents of pine, vanilla, and baked fruit gather all around. Picture yourself surrounded by holiday comfort, every sound and scent drawing you even further from the world outside. As the train rocked gently onward, Sophie's eyes grew heavy, the sparkling glass star above sending soft reflections over her peaceful face. The tree, the stories, and the gentle music promised her all the comfort of Christmas, wherever her journey carried her next. Dawn arrived upon the Orient Express, wrapped in gentle quiet. The world beyond its windows still slumbering under a blanket of snow. A sleepy golden light spilled into the dining car, glinting off silver cutlery and dancing across the ribbons on the Christmas tree. But as Sophie padded in upon the thick, plush carpet, her slippers muffling each step, she noticed a ripple of surprised delight. Where the sparkling glass star had rested atop the tree, there was now only a faint, shimmering shape pressed into the needles. The branches quivered slightly with each movement of the train, but the star itself had vanished, as if carried away on a whimsical turn of the night. Anya, violin in hand, approached Sophie with wide, questioning eyes. "Did you see the star this morning?" she asked gently, her voice as soft as falling snow. Sophie shook her head, marveling at the stillness that lingered around the car. Pierre passed by, balancing 2 steaming cups of cocoa, and offered a comforting smile. Perhaps it wished for a little walk, he mused quietly. There was no worry in anyone's voice, only a gentle curiosity, a tender ripple of interest threading from one table to the next, as warm and inviting as the cinnamon drifting from the kitchen. Sophie felt the velvet of the seat beneath her fingertips, cool and smooth, and resolved softly, "Let's find it together." The first clue lay trembling on the carpet, a slender strip of lace, bright white among emerald pine needles. Sophie picked it up, feeling the texture between her fingers, delicate, airy, reminding her of snowflakes on woolen mittens. She shared the finding with Anya. "I've seen lace like this before," Anya whispered, glancing meaningfully toward Emily. "Lefevre, Emily." Lefevre sat alone, hands wrapped around her teacup. Her eyes seemed to shine with more than candlelight, and the faintest scent of lavender drifted gently in the air around her. One of her gloves rested beside her on the table, its mate nowhere to be seen. Sophie approached quietly, the feel of the plush carpet steadying her steps. "Emily, Lefevre, did you see anything unusual last night?" she asked, with gentle respect. "Emily." Lefevre smiled softly. "Oh, my dear, I may have dozed off while gazing at the lights. I dreamed of old winters and faraway laughter. This morning my glove was missing, and there is the strangest scent of lavender wherever I walk." Sophie glanced at the table and smiled. "Your glove, It looks like it's waiting for the star, just as we are. Anya drew closer, offering a freshly sugared biscuit from the breakfast tray. The warm aroma of almonds and butter floated upward, the sweet comfort nearly magical. "Let's follow the glove's journey," Anya offered kindly. Together, the girls wandered softly between tables and snowy glass windows, each step cushioned by richly woven carpet. Here and there, Sophie noticed faint drops of lavender water, marking a path as surely as footprints in new snow. Pierre joined them by the end of the corridor. "I thought I saw a little sparkle glinting by the lounge," he murmured, his voice low and friendly. "Let's take a look." The lounge car was fragrant with the remnants of toasted orange peel and honeyed tea, the air mellow and calm. Sophie looked around, feeling the velvet of the armchairs and the gentle warmth of firelight on her skin. On a side table, beside a vase of fresh pine boughs, there lay the missing glass star, nestled within the fold of Mimi. Lefever's other glove, as if the star had tucked itself in for a nap. All at once, a little laugh bubbled up among the friends. Sophie gently scooped the star, noticing how it caught the light and sent tiny rainbows skipping across the polished wood. "It's safe and sound," she said, her heart full of quiet relief. Mimi. Lefever joined them, her eyes shining with gratitude and a gentle mischief. "Sometimes, even the brightest stars need a night of dreaming," she said softly. The group agreed warmly, each person finding comfort in the star's return and the peaceful teamwork that had brought them there. The train rolled onward, slow and soothing. Sophie restored the glass star to its place atop the tree with gentle hands. Sunlight kissed the star's points, scattering cozy patterns of light across the car. A distant violin note shimmered in the calm morning, twining with the soft laughter of friends reunited. You might sense the restful ease in the waking train, the promise of warmth, kindness, and gentle discoveries, just right for a Christmas morning. Sunlight filtered softly through the tall windows of the lounge car, painting shifting patterns across the blue velvet seats. Sophie found Mimi, Lefever alone in one peaceful corner, a gentle glow tracing silver across her white hair and the lace at her cuffs. The hum of the train was quieter here, the world reduced to soft footsteps, the crackle of logs behind glass, and the occasional, faraway sound of laughter. Sophie sat down beside her, careful not to break the calm. For a while, she simply listened to the slow rhythm of breath, the steady beat of wheels on rails, a lullaby for both of them. Then, softly, she spoke. "Mimi, Lefever, the sunrise makes the lace on your sleeve look like frost on a window pane." The elderly woman's eyes shone. "You are very kind, Sophie. Sometimes my heart feels heavy, especially this morning." Sophie reached out, her small hand warm against Mimi. Lefever S, offering comfort without words. Mimi. Lefever turned to meet her gaze, her voice trembling gently. "Last night, I gazed at the glass star longer than I meant to. My family used to gather around a shining tree, just like this one. My dear ones are far from me now. I took the star so I could keep them near, even if it was only for one night." Her words floated quietly between them, No shame, only longing, softened by the golden morning. Sophie squeezed her hand, gentle and sure. Sometimes when we miss someone, holding on to something beautiful helps. The star is special because it means memories and wishes and love. Emily. Lefever's lips curved in a grateful, wistful smile. I don't want to hide from the others, but I felt so very alone. I woke this morning and wished I could bring that warmth back to everyone, not keep it to myself. Sophie's reply was a whisper, serene and full of trust. What if we return the star together? That way, the kindness you carry can shine for all of us. And when you sit with us, your family might feel a little closer too. A soft tear slipped down Emily, Lefever's cheek, catching the sun and sparkling for just a moment. She dabbed her eyes with her lace handkerchief, her voice steadier. You are right, Sophie. This train holds many hearts, not just my own. I'd like to belong again. Sophie smiled, giving a small, reassuring pat. Come on. They're waiting and missing you, just like you miss your loved ones. Together, they stood, the sunlight warming their faces. The deep blue of Emily. Lefever's shawl shimmered softly as she gathered herself, a quiet strength growing in her. With Sophie at her side, her steps grew lighter, each one returning her to friendship, laughter, and the gentle promise of Christmas morning. You might picture the warmth of togetherness rising like candlelight, soft, welcoming, undemanding. A feeling that, for now, everyone belongs, and every longing can find a gentle answer. As morning unfurled along the rails, the restored glass star sent gentle rainbows shimmering over the dining car once again. A gentle wave of glad surprise warmed the passengers, woven through with soft laughter and relief. Pierre, his eyes bright behind silver spectacles, drew close and sighed contentedly. A small Christmas miracle, he said, his French accent lacing the words with warmth. Our star is home, and so are we all together. Anya raised her violin, and with practiced ease, coaxed a sweet, lilting carol into the air. The melody was soft as spun sugar, floating over clinking teacups and drawing each heart closer. At the windows, frost sparkled as if in applause. Around the large table, pastries were shared freely, flaky, golden, fragrant with cinnamon and ribbons of citrus peel. Hands passed clementines, slices of warm tart, and mugs brimming with creamy cocoa dusted with spice. The scents mingled in the air, comforting and bright. You might notice how every flavor fills the room with a subtle happiness, each bite an invitation to linger and belong. Kemmel, the conductor, lifted his cup in a gentle toast. To lost stars and found friends, may every mile bring us closer. Passengers murmured heartfelt words. Thank you, Joyu, Nile. How lovely to be here. Their voices blending softly, each expression genuine and kind. Emily, Lefever, cheeks touched with new color, found herself at the heart of the group. She laughed easily now, her voice bright among warm companions. You have given me back more than a star, she said, her gaze traveling from Sophie to Monsieur Delacroix, to Anya and Pierre. You've given me the feeling of coming home. Monsieur Delacroix reached for Sophie, drawing her into a gentle, proud embrace. "My brave girl," he whispered, his pride shining like the first morning light. Sophie rested quietly in her father's arms, sensing the strength of his love and the easy belonging that filled the car. Around them, everyone smiled, the comfort of togetherness rippling gently outward. Anya played a final phrase, the violin's song drifting into the calm. Her eyes met Sophie's in shared celebration, and the children exchanged a smile full of pure, uncomplicated joy. Pierre quietly began to hum along, his voice blending with the soft music, and soon the others followed, a chorus rising, not in volume, but in warmth and grateful harmony. You are welcome to let the scene surround you, imagining the mellow tree lights, the mingled sense of festive baking, the quiet happiness in every corner. Soft laughter and loving words drift on the air, settling everyone into a peaceful glow. Here, belonging is effortless, kindness, a gentle rhythm of breath and song. Outside, the world remains draped in snowy silence, but within the Orient Express, hearts are mended and spirits lifted. The Christmas reunion is complete, a shared joy shining softly as the train carries everyone onward, wrapped in the safety and hope of the season. Night gathered gradually along the gently winding tracks, cloaking the world outside in a tender blue quiet. Inside the Orient Express, muted golden lamplight lingered in the corridors, painting pools of warmth across the plush carpets and polished doors. Sophie padded softly beside her father, slippers turning every step into a whisper. Her cabin beckoned with quiet promise, a safe retreat from the world of snow and starlight. Inside, the small space felt enchanted, walls lined with fine wood, the quilted bed layered in thick, woven blankets and cool linen sheets. A single sprig of evergreen, tied with red ribbon, rested by her pillow, a gesture of holiday care from the train attendants. The muffled sounds of the train blended into a lullaby, the gentle tap of wheels against the rails, the faint rustle as Anya slipped into her bunk across the hall, even the distant chime of glassware being quietly tidied in the dining car. You can almost feel the comfort of a warm quilt tucked up beneath your chin, the mattress cradling you with steady reassurance. Sophie pressed her cheek near the glass of her window, watching snowy plains slip silently past, bathed in the softest moonlight. Ice-frosted trees, silvered under the night sky, flickered by, each one etched in white, guardian-like and serene. Somewhere down the corridor, Pierre's gentle humming drifted through a barely cracked door, blending with the sigh of the steadily rolling train. It was a sound Sophie could feel in her bones, soft, repetitive, promising only calm and dream. Her father helped tuck a blanket at her feet, smoothing out the creases with sure, loving hands. Bonne nuit, ma chérie, he whispered, voice low and certain. The words lingered, wrapping her in invisible safety. You too might recall the simple warmth of a parent's goodnight, the safe feeling of knowing all is well as darkness gathers softly outside. Across the hallway, MME. Lefevre placed a lavender sachet beneath her pillow, her movements slow, each gesture deliberate and thoughtful. The gentle scent meandered through the cabins, mingling with hints of pine and the faint memory of cinnamon from supper. Blankets rustled as passengers found their favorite sleeping positions. Some curled like commas, others stretched long, arms folded beneath pillowed heads. Each cabin became its own small world, filled with sleepy breaths and the knowledge that kind voices and gentle hearts were only a doorway away. Sophie stared at the tiny points of frost on her window, tracing shapes with her finger. She imagined distant bells ringing far off in a snowlit village, and felt her eyelids grow heavier, each blink slower and lazier than the last. You can almost sense the deep ease within these walls, the dim, golden glow spilling under cabin doors, the even rhythm of train wheels reminding you that the journey continues, unhurried and sure. Moonlight crept lightly across Sophie's blanket, painting shifting patterns that faded softly as she drifted toward sleep. Peace, like gentle snowfall, found every corner of the train. You are invited to let go, breathing gently and letting relaxation settle deeper, like snow falling softly all around. For everyone aboard, children and grown-ups alike, the world outside was still and waiting. Within the gentle embrace of the Orient Express, holiday dreams blossomed quietly beneath warm covers and twinkling winter sky. Thank you for letting this gentle journey carry you tonight. Whether you imagined soft snow falling, shared laughter among friends, or the quiet comfort of candlelight and warm quilts, I hope the story of Christmas on the Orient Express brought you peace and warmth. You have been a welcome guest in a world of quiet wonder, a carriage aglow with memory, kindness, and the tranquil magic of the holidays. As the train rolls gently on and night settles softly all around, may you carry with you the glow of togetherness and contentment. Close your eyes and let the gentle rhythm of distant rails soothe you, just as moonlight settles over peaceful dreams. The warmth of the story and the soft company you've imagined remain close by, yours to revisit whenever you need a moment of peace. Thank you for joining us and for spending your Christmas Eve wrapped in these quiet moments. Let your dreams tonight be gentle, your rest deep, and your heart light. Sweet dreams.